Clinic nimefungua officially. Financial clinic is open. Bench nimeweka nje kama kawaida. Tumeipanguza na tumeisanitize. We are ready for you. Let me ask you, when was the first time you interacted with the internet? I think for me, the first time I ever interacted with the internet is way back in 1999 when I actually began working here at Family Media. I'd never interacted with the internet, and it was just an amazing thing. But when you think about back then and now, things have really changed. Nowadays, everybody is online. We are spending so much time online. A lot of things are going on online. And in fact, when the COVID pandemic hit last year, a lot of things had to shift to go online. Hata wachungaji wakajitupa kwa sakafu ya online. Our services are now online and things like that. And so this month on the Financial Clinic, we want to focus on the online space. And today we want to begin this conversation by talking about the dynamics of digital marketing, because there's so much happening online. But do we understand how this online platform works, or all these online platforms? How does each one of them work, especially where business is concerned and marketing is concerned? So that's what we want to get into this morning. I've got two amazing guests joining us via Zoom. We have got Muthoni Muchai, who is the CEO of Trivela Consulting. Muthoni, how are you doing?
And thank you. Good to see you again.
Good to have you again. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
We also have Eric Wafula, Head of Marketing at Rome, Kenya. Wafula, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Karibu sana. Mungeniambia pia mimi nikuwe na red mahali. You know, Wafula, I can see your background is red. Muthoni, you have got a red top. You should have sent me the memo.
You missed it. Next time, we'll sync.
So, what is digital? When we talk about digital marketing, what is digital marketing, Muthoni?
Digital marketing is any marketing, any direct marketing that is done, or rather, any marketing that uses electronic devices to convey its messaging and also to measure it. Any, as long as using an electronic device, that is digital marketing.
Electronic device. You know, Wafula, back in the day, the main push was for our website. You know, you had companies or even businesses, and the push was website. Everything was just limited to our website. So, you know, when Muthoni talks about, you know, electronically, what are some of the spaces that are available? Because I believe we have jumped from the place where it was just a single website. Now, website mingi zilikuwa tu kama brochure. They change not. They are the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Yeah. Actually, so much has changed in the digital space. And the main mode of communication. Remember, websites used to be viewed as more, official business. But the whole social structure has changed around new kids on the block, like social media. We have email. We have stuff like WhatsApp, chats, and all that. Now, all those these days are being used by businesses and individuals alike, not only to further communication, but also their business interest. So the space has sort of increased. Now we're not talking about websites anymore.
Yeah.
You know? People want to find out what other people are thinking about your business. And let's say your business, you're running your business also on social media, you know, they'll go there, you know. They'll want to catch up with you on email, you know, send some documents over for signing. So the space has gotten much, much bigger than websites, because we are having platforms that are encouraging two-way communication.
Okay.
Unlike websites. Yesteryears.
Okay. You know, I still find we have some businesses that that still put a lot of emphasis on the brick and mortar, you know, and they have very little activity going on online. I'm sure you must have interacted with those businesses. They put a post somewhere, you ask a question, 3 days later, no one has responded to it. 2 weeks later, no one has. And you wonder, why did you put it out there in the first place? So, Muthoni, I'm just wondering, is it possible today to actually do a business and thrive in that business, ignoring the online platforms?
Absolutely not. Let me give you some statistics. According to the data reportal that was released in January 2021, there are 21 million Kenyans who use the internet.
21 million
Kenyans, of whom 11 million are on social media.
Wow.
Now, if you're not on the internet space, where are you? Your consumers are there, your competitors are there. So where exactly are you? So you cannot ignore social media. You cannot ignore digital marketing holistically. And I like what Wafula said. We have WhatsApp. I mean, now people get bulk SMSs, like what we see the Safaricom's and all that doing.
Yeah.
That is still digital marketing. So if you're not able to reach today's customer on that platform, then I think close your shop and go and do another business that probably does not involve people, because you're missing the point completely.
But the online platform, the online space is so huge. Sometimes you wonder, okay, where does one begin? And are the dynamics the same? Because when we think about Wafula, the old way of doing marketing, back in the day we had salesmen who would come knocking door to door, promoting these products and all, and then the media started expanding. We started doing adverts on radio and TV and in the newspapers, and then we went to billboards. Hey, if you had your ad on a billboard, my friend, uko mbele kama mfuko ya shati. So are the dynamics of doing marketing and advertising on that side similar as online? Because there's so much going on online and things are changing every day. Where does one even begin?
Right. I don't like to think that there's a dramatic mind shift. I like to say that we can redefine digital marketing as digital marketing in a digital world, right?
Okay.
So it's the same kind of marketing. The consumer behavior hasn't changed. You need to make sure that your product is visible, and you need to make sure that your product is visible where people are looking. Right? Initially, we used to have stuff like sports marketing, where people would go to the stadiums, and then I remember that time there used to be Sportsman, EABL on the sides of the football pitch. They bring their staff, so that's where the products are more visible. But now times are changing. Look at the consumption of digital media. Some people are completely off television. They're like, okay, if I have just my mobile phone and if I just have my laptop, I'm good. And I like Mdoni's statistics. Got 21 million Kenyans connected to the internet. So this is where people are. Now you need to figure out where guys who are looking for my product most likely to be. Are they big corporates? Are they most likely to respond to emails? Are they most likely to respond to SMS? Are they students who watch maybe YouTube videos a lot? Are they most likely to be there? So you need to understand your audience and where they're most likely to be. If maybe they're maybe your neighbors on WhatsApp, and you've got a WhatsApp group, a neighborhood WhatsApp group, you start there. You start there.
Okay. So, Mudhoni, I'm just thinking, so here I am. Let's imagine I've got a product. I do carpentry. I've got a carpentry shop, and I want to start throwing out my things online. With those statistics, man, I'm excited. 21 million Kenyans on online every day. I mean, if I can get 0.001 fraction of that to know about my product, it would be great. But sometimes you throw something out there and it seems like no one saw it. With all these people, they've been looking at other things, but they haven't really looked at my stuff. So what are the dynamics that I need to be aware of as like a carpenter, and I'm getting in the online space, so that I may be able to market my chairs and my tables effectively? Is it just putting a picture out there and saying, come to my shop and buy a chair for 1,500? Is that enough?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
All right. So the dynamics of digital marketing very diverse. So, dear Mr. Carpenter, first of all, who is your target audience? Number one, who is that person that your work is going to appeal to? And as Wafula said, where will you find them? Are they on WhatsApp? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Where exactly are they? When you know that, then what kind of messaging do they need to hear, or do you want to tell them? How do you package that? All these things then determine which platform you go for. Other than that, you might say, okay, I'm a carpenter. I have never done social media. I don't know what to do. Guess what? This same internet space provides you the tools on the how to. There are free tutorials online on how to do certain things. For example, let's use Facebook. You decide that I'm doing school furniture and a lot of parents, maybe home furniture for school going children.
Yes.
And a lot of parents are going to be on Facebook or Instagram, and I need to put my stuff out there. What do they want to see? What kind of messaging do they want to do that? All this information is on the internet as well. How do you post? What do you post? Frequency. But I think for me, what I would just say holistically is digital marketing is absolutely strategic. It's a strategy. You can't just walk in, paste, move on, come next month. Oh, I had people asking me for the prices, like you mentioned, and people never responded. It's extremely strategic. You have to have planned before. What is the content you're going to put every day? What is the kind of, what do I want to tell people? What am I hoping? Am I hoping for likes on my page? Am I hoping for conversion? What do I want to do? What is the purpose of my digital marketing at that particular space? Start where you are. WhatsApp, you have WhatsApp. Start where you are. Send out a messaging. Tell people this is what I'm doing. Find me here. Be responsive to people asking you questions. Answer them. Take it offline with them. Follow it up. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. That's why I'm saying the dynamics of digital marketing are so robust, but start where you are. Is it an SMS? Remember, SMS falls under digital marketing because you're using your mobile phone to convey the message, right? Send out a message. Guys, I have a carpentry shop. This is where I'm based. This is what I do. And this is my number. Reach me. So start where you are with what you have. Look for other information online. It is there. It is readily available. You don't have to pay anybody to do it. If you have a little money to invest it. Invest in, like Facebook, you can do paid adverts. For example, it's still going to be cheaper than your traditional marketing. Getting a whole page or an advert in a newspaper or on TV, it's still going to be more affordable than your traditional marketing means of marketing. So start where you are is what I'm saying. Start where you are.
I'm listening to everything you're saying, Modoni. But I'm thinking, man, that's quite engaging, and for somebody who is not very, very conversant with these platforms, and we keep hearing things like, oh, they changed their configurations again. Facebook changed their configurations. Instagram did what? And so it can become quite confusing. Wafula, I don't know if you can help me think through this, because I'm thinking for somebody who, even managing their own social media page, mine as an individual, maybe I post once every 2 or 3 months, because it's too engaging. It's time consuming. The younger generation are very conversant with it, but some of us are thinking, tena nianze ati tena mtu anafanya namna gani? So is it wise to find somebody to do it for you? How do I get into all that? Because it may seem like an easy thing for somebody who's used to it or somebody who's conversant with it. But I'm thinking of that person who's so used to brick and mortar. And now you want to introduce them into this space. It becomes kutafuta degree ingine.
I mean, look, you can't, as a businessman, you can't be good at everything,
Yes.
And as you expand, you realize that, everything cannot fit in a box. You cannot be the messenger. You cannot be the guy who's coming up with the strategy. You can't be the accountant. You can't be all these things at the same time. So if you feel that you need to take your business to the next level, you can reach out to the guys who are really good at it, And if it's social, all you need to understand are the dynamics. If it's social media, if it's SMS marketing, if it's email marketing, you need to understand the statistics, and then reach out to the guys who can really bring in the tactics now. You understand the statistics, and then you bring in the guys who can understand the tactics. Reach out to Modoni, all right? Reach out to other platforms as well. We've got platforms like PGME where you just post your stuff and they'll do for you the rest. They'll make sure that it appears there on top of the other listings. They'll make sure that they get the awareness to the right guys who are most likely to convert. And you get a business going, because it's not possible in the modern world to be sort of everything. Yeah. And in case you feel like, let's say you don't have the money, you don't have enough finance, start small. Look at those platforms where you're most familiar with and where you can say you're most responsive.
Okay.
You know? And where also your audience are most responsive. You don't have to do all these platforms. You don't have to be on email, on SMS, on social media, you don't have to be to have a website. You'll be exhausted at the end of the day. You know, think straight and say, okay, look, if my guys are found on WhatsApp, you know, I'm just going to make sure that I'm really, really good at it. You know, make sure that I make enough business there and I grow through WhatsApp. And then from there, you can start thinking of another channel, you know, and as you grow now, you can say, all right, now the demand is too high. Maybe I need a website, you know, maybe I need to showcase my products more. Maybe I need social media, you know, you grow slowly by slowly. Rome was not built in a day.
Okay, I like that. Muthoni, we'll talk about this shortly, you know, how effective is digital marketing? And also when we talk about somebody who comes in to do digital marketing for you, what exactly do they do? I remember having this conversation several years ago with somebody, and they were telling me what they do as a digital marketer, and I thought, wow, you know, sometimes we just see people on their phones or people on the computer. Social media has when you think about social media, you just think about people who are wasting time. You know, people who are just scrolling and doing nothing. So what really does a digital marketer do? We'll get into that shortly. If you have any questions for us today, as we talk about the dynamics of digital marketing, maybe you are a digital marketer, tell us some of the things you do. 20316 is the SMS line, and WhatsApp number is 0786 316 316. Today we are looking at the dynamics of digital marketing. We're hanging out with the CEO of Tilvera Consulting, Muthoni Mushai, and also Head of Marketing at Rome, Kenya, Eric Uwafula, both of them joining us via Zoom. Your questions are invited via SMS on 20316 and WhatsApp 0786 316 316. Terry in Mombasa, you say digital marketing is great. Say for the last 3 years you have been celebrating your CP Day. Most of the funds you get for the event is through selling your stuff through WhatsApp. Oh, okay. That's nice. That's a good one right there. We have a question also that's coming in. We'll look at that later. But back to the conversation, Muthoni, digital marketer. Because sometimes we think, is it really necessary to engage the services of a digital marketer? So what do they really do?
So the digital marketer basically helps you generate leads, helps you promote your product for eventually your bottom line, which is sales. You want to get sales. So what do? They promote your product. They look for your target audience where they are. They connect the two and shout about whatever it is you need to shout about. So that is the work of basically the digital marketer. They use all promotional tools, all channels, I mean, those that they deem necessary, because they understand the analytics of each. They understand how each platform, is Facebook the one for you? Is it going to be Instagram because of your specific product, your specific service, and also the target audience that they have, or rather they have envisioned that this is the person that you need to target. Where will we find them? So they have that expertise, they have that knowledge, and they guide you to ensure that at the end of the day, you can report sales, or at least you get generation of leads that will eventually lead into revenue.
Okay, Eric, anything to add to that?
Muthoni has said it all. And something else that they do is they help you also to understand the online behavior of your consumer.
Okay.
You know, digital marketing is very, very analytical. You know, we can be able to tell what kind of phones your users are using, what kind of maybe income gap they fall in, where are they, you know, their location, the time they most engage online. So all that data can be used to make, you know, strategic decisions, especially for your business.
I like that whole aspect of data, because sometimes I think we miss out a lot because we don't take the time to analyze data and to, you know, just discover how the people we are interacting with behave. And even looking at it from my perspective as a pastor, I find that many churches were holding back on the online platforms for a long time, but COVID forced us to get in there. And when we got in there, it's very interesting that, the data has been very helpful. In fact, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was telling me, we realized, why are we only doing a Sunday service online? The online platform is there from Monday to Monday, 24 hours a day. Why aren't we doing anything else the rest of the week? And that also helped. I'm also thinking about this, Wafula. I once saw somewhere, somebody was saying that, whether you have a service or a product, if that's all you keep telling people all the time, every time I'm posting my pictures of my table and my chair, telling people, come buy, it gets to a place people get tired of that. I need to give them something else. Can you talk to us a bit about that? Because the tendency is I'm marketing, and so I push my product 24/7. Mkuje mnunue meza na viti.
Yeah. You as a digital marketer or any marketer, in that matter, you have to make your product a pull product, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that guys have got to come to you, and the consumer journey is a process, right? When it comes to the buying stage, it's rather downstream. You have to hold your consumer's hand right from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's imagine I want to buy a house, or let's imagine I want to buy a television. What do I start looking? There'll be a part of the journey where I'll be doing my own investigation, reaching out, trying to find out what kind of television do I need to buy. As a digital marketer, you need to be there to provide the information. You need to be visible. You need to make your content, your guiding content, there for your consumer as they go downstream. Some purchases usually take a journey of let's say 7 months if I want to buy a car. And the moment someone starts thinking of buying a car, you need to jump on board their journey. You need to start being there, holding their hands, telling them, hey, look, you don't have to look at the shiny exterior. You have to look at the engine. What do you want to use your car for? Is it going to go to the farm? Is it going to are you going to use it for business? Is it going to be a transportation tool for your kids to school? Is it something you're going to be going to shags with? So you have to guide the consumer, and the more you guide the consumer, the more trust they give you. And at the end of the day, when it comes to that purchase decision, they'll definitely put their locks with you. So you increase your chances of sales by being an authority in the market, providing that guide, that leadership. So it's not just about, hey, buy this. No, it's about guiding the consumer throughout the journey. Tell them, okay, perhaps you should think about this. I know you want to buy this car, but have you thought about this? Yeah, so guiding the consumer.
I like what you've said there about being an authority in the market, because Modoni, I'm trying to relate two things here. I'm thinking about just the conventional way people would advertise for stuff. Maybe you do a poster, or maybe you do a billboard, or whether you're doing an ad on radio and TV. It's a bit limited. And so, you just hit and you hit hard. There's a picture there of my chair and my tables and the price and the location, come get it. But people on social media are not necessarily looking at that or looking for that. It is social. And so talk to me about the importance of interaction, even when we are doing digital marketing, because sometimes you post that and people want to interact, but you're not there to interact with them. People want more information, or people want you to tell them stories. Na wewe unataka kuuza meza na kiti.
Allow me to allude to what Eric said earlier, that you can't be everything as you're the owner of the business.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Mr. Carpenter. You cannot be everything. You cannot be the one now who is designing the products or doing research, or the one who's accounts. You have to decide that if this is not for you, it's not for you. And you're speaking like a carpenter for sure, because I can hear you say that, how do I do this? How do I do it? That's not up your alley. It's not your forte. That is where Eric comes in, that is where Modoni comes in, or any other digital marketer or somebody with the knowledge of digital marketing, and then they will guide you. Remember, the digital marketer is aware of the 5 W's and the H: the who, the what, the how, the when, the where. And have I said how and the how? I don't know if I've repeated myself. The 5 W's. Who, what,
When?
what, where, when, why. And how. The 5 W's and the H. They are fully aware about this because that is what they have studied. They know that this is probably your target market. This is the message they like to hear. They're not going to keep pumping the same message static, not responding. That's why they have gone to school or have studied and have understood with the analytics done at the back end. Eric did talk about statistics. So what do? They incorporate different aspects of engagement, reels, videos, memes. There are many ways you can engage your audience and not just have a static banner with a message at the bottom. There are different ways you can do it. People do live sessions with their clients, like, I'm here, ask me, FAQs, anything you want to know. Shoot, ask. Or you do short videos, or you see even on Instagram people making short reels on, maybe if you're selling shoes, you show different kinds of shoes, or you show someone wearing shoes in a certain setting. Very low, I feel they're very affordable ways of getting your message out there, but there's not just one way of doing things like we used to do. If you're on, you said earlier that you get tired even of posting on your own social platforms. But remember, you might not be the target audience to some of these businesses. And so then where will I find James? Okay, James is not a Facebook guy. Where will I find him? Maybe WhatsApp. So if we send it to this group, it might come full circle to the group that he is in. That's another point of engagement.
Okay.
So think about it. Is it an SMS? Is it the WhatsApp we talked about? The different facets of digital marketing. Create that engagement. That's why I'm saying the digital marketer understands who your target audience is, how they want to receive the message, how they want to be spoken to. They do understand that, and they will guide you on how to deliver your message, because at the end of the day, you're looking for sales. At the end of the day. So how you engage your customer. The digital marketer is also a storyteller. I'm engaging you. You're a storyteller. How I deliver my message, how I deliver about my product or my service is what is going to draw you in. You'll be like, I like the creativity of this carpenter on LinkedIn. They show a whole story. And it's not them. They've probably hired somebody to do the job. But the person understands the power of storytelling. That is where you get your social aspect in the digital space. Storytelling. Be creative. Be authentic. Tell your story and tell it boldly when you've incorporated these facets.
I like that. That makes sense, because then people respond to the story. And when people respond to the story, then they identify your product to the story, because the story is touching them somewhere in their lives. I'm wondering, as we continue with this discussion, Wafula, what are some common mistakes people make when it comes to digital marketing? Because sometimes I look at some huge companies and they're not really gaining traction online. And I look at small businesses and, man, they are burning from all 4 cylinders. This social media thing, this online marketing thing is just rocking. Somebody tells you, me, 80% of my clients are on social media, or I do everything on social media 100%. So I'm just wondering, what are the common mistakes you've seen people make when it comes to digital marketing that end up not working for them?
Actually, I think the first one is not understanding their audience.
Not understanding?
Not understanding their consumer behavior.
Okay.
Their audience. The digital world, remember, it's about communication and understanding also users. So apart from not just understanding these users, they are not communicating enough. We've got the traditional companies which are very, very official, and social media, places like social media is a place where you have fun as well. All right. So they really don't want to engage in a non-official manner. At one point, you've got to let loose. And also, some other companies are just trying to, copy paste what other people are doing. Like, this guy has got our website. We need our website. And they don't understand the full purpose of our website. They'll set up our website. Website is supposed to play a lot of roles. It can be your communication center. It's like a flyer.
Okay.
But a digital flyer. At the same time, it can be a digital store. At the same time, it can be a digital customer service center. You go to most of these major websites, go to Kenya Airways, you'll find a chatbot.
Yeah.
That's to one of those guys there. You can book your ticket there. So your website can also be your digital store, right? So it does all these things at a go, which, other departments, which in the traditional sense, it will cost departments and people to do. So most people don't understand the place of digital in their companies, and not having the right talent as well. Not having the right talent. So there you go. Not understanding the consumer behavior, not understanding the place of digital in their company, and also not having the right people and the right skills. Those ones I can say are some of the biggest mistakes I've seen major companies make in digital.
Okay. There's something that you said, Wafula, that I think is also another aspect of this, and Modoni, maybe you can give us more insight into it. Wafula has said your website can be an online store. So these online platforms are not just necessarily for marketing, but it can actually be your online shop. Is this an area you find a lot of people are exploring in terms of whether it's a big business or even just somebody doing their side hustle, and just trying to, make an extra shilling here and there? Is this an aspect that a lot more people are exploring in this generation? Having an online store where you have your products and people can actually buy them from your online store and get them at their doorstep? Or do we still have a huge gap there?
I think the gap is becoming smaller because that is e-commerce. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
E-commerce is a facet of digital marketing. So I feel that when you have a website and there's a cart, I can buy a shoe, I can buy this, put in the cart. I even get something called an SDK push where, it just tells you put in your M-Pesa PIN. Have you seen such places where you make a payment and you don't have to go and, it just says put in your PIN, and it makes life so much easier. Look at, for example, the ticketing companies. Look at Jumia. I shop a lot on Jumia from Carrefour supermarket or any other supermarket, and it's so much easy for me to just go click and pay. I feel if now you have a website and you've understood, as Wilson has said, the facets of this, your audience, the product you're pushing, the messaging, and all those facets about marketing, then why not put an e-commerce option so that the checkout is easy? I come here, I see the info, and I just pay and buy. I have your attention as a consumer. I already have you. You're on my website.
Yes.
Why not you buy the product, complete the checkout process right there? I feel that's the next step to get to. If you have a website or any other platform, incorporate the e-commerce. I have you on my website already. Remember, you're there. You're already come. You're looking at my products. You've seen who we are, what we do. Oh, I can buy this product. Click. Impulse buying is a thing and it works. I think this looks good. Put in the cart. Instantly, the money hits my account. So I think e-commerce is a good way to look at it in terms of now you've advanced, now you've understood this is where you're strong at. Let's continue. Another way I would look at it is having a checkout. Okay, like having accounts. People have accounts within your website, so to speak. So I have an account. I can keep track for me on the back end as the owner of the business. I have your data. I'm noticing your data. I'm seeing how you're purchasing, your trends. Then I know what do I then put in your face. So you just don't have an e-commerce for the sake of e-commerce, but you keep sort of bringing adverts. I don't know if you've ever been online. Maybe you were looking for a shoe, and from then henceforth, you keep getting shoe adverts.
That was me. That was me last week.
It's scary, isn't it?
I was looking at watches. Nowadays, everything I open, whether it's on Google or where, they are just showing me watches, and I am not interested anymore.
So you gave them that information because you went and searched for it. So they know, oh wow, James wants more watches. He's interested in this. And they're basically analyzing your pattern, behavior. When do you go online? Eric didn't talk about this earlier. When do you go online? How much do you averagely spend? So while we're saying the best thing about digital marketing is that it is measurable. That is the best thing about it. Unlike And
Yes.
with all due respect, traditional marketing,
Yes.
if I put an advert in the newspaper, how do I measure that these people came to buy from this, or a billboard? But it's trackable. You can measure, you have the data. You can see this person actually bought because they saw it here. You do foot traffic, you measure. You can see how many people actually, and that's where search engine optimization comes in.
Yeah.
Because then you improve the quality and the quantity of the traffic to your website via search engine. Search engine is like Google, Yahoo. That's where you go and search. So on the back end, what you try to do by search engine optimization is to make sure when James clicks to look for watches, my company comes up first
Yeah.
as a seller of watches. And if it comes up fast, then you get onto my site, and guess what? I have e-commerce, the sale is done, making it extremely easy. So guys, please invest in digital marketing. It is important. Please, Mr. Carpenter and Wengineo, invest.
Yes, my carpentry shop needs to go online, Wafula, before we run out of time. You know, with all this online manenos, it's opened up spaces for... Nowadays, I see people call themselves social media influencers, you know, because they have 1 million people following them, 500,000 people, 100,000 people. And I've seen that some of them, when they put their rates there for a post on their page, you're thinking like, hi. And so my question is, are social media influencers an effective way of marketing? Is it always a home run? Am I overrated?
Yeah, that's something which is very controversial. I mean, social media influencers and any other kind of influencer is really important in the consumer journey. Remember, people want social proof. You know? They want to find out. Okay, they want to hear from any other person apart from the brand. You know, people like to be influenced.
Yes.
People like to know what are other people thinking about this brand. Have they tried this brand? And people also, you know, sometimes influencers can be like role models. So they want to emulate their role models. If they see you, James, wearing a certain kind of watch, they're like, I like that watch that James is wearing. I also want to get it. So it's a means of social proof. But then also there are limitations to it.
Okay.
You have to have that product influencer fit. All right. So let me imagine you're trying to get someone, or let's say you're selling a certain kind of product, but the kind of influencer you're getting does not match up to that product.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're selling cars, but then the person you're reaching out is a biker, is an influencer who's into bikes. You know? At the end of the day, you know, your consumers will be like, okay, nice content, but I feel like I did not click.
Yeah.
I feel like I did not click because this person is not living up to what they're trying to advertise. When you go to European countries and American countries, it's more advanced. You know, they go through, they have profiles. They go through, they have an algorithm which can be able to match everything that the person has posted with the kind of lifestyle they can be able to influence or advertise. So they have a profile of you, James. They're like, okay, James, this is the kind of image he's projecting on social media. And for him, it's most likely that he can be able to push this and this and this and this industry.
Okay.
But not this and this and this. So optimizing is much, much more easier. But it's not like where in Africa we go like, okay, this person has got 1 million followers.
Yeah.
Let's tell him to sell my shoes, you know, and this guy is wearing a color. You know? It doesn't work like that. You have to make sure that there is a fit.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can even use the micro and nano influencers. Now these are the guys who are, let's say, who are having followers in maybe something like 1,000. But these are impact guys. You know, and an influencer doesn't have to be a big name. You can go to your high school WhatsApp group, and tell them, okay, and get someone who's who can say, we can say that is a bit influential, and tell them, okay, I have dogs. I'm selling dogs. You know, can you just post something like you bought my dog or something of that sort? You know, and this guy can make the rest of your classmates also to buy these dogs from you. So an influencer can be of any level as long as there is that influencer product fit.
It's interesting you say that, Wafula. There was an article that was going around some time back, Modoni, I don't know whether you got the opportunity to see it, and this guy was saying exactly what Wafula has said, that those you call did you call them the nano influencers? Wakulima wadogo. Yes, the ones with 50,000, 30,000. And this gentleman was saying, those ones are more believable than the influencers who we know are social media influencers. His reasoning was, ukiona social media influencer, ameweka kitu hapo, you just know they've been paid, to advertise this. But if I see a post on Modoni's page, and she's talking about this restaurant she went to and the food was out of this world, I'm more tempted to try that because it's more believable. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, Modoni has not been called to advertise this. But if it is celebrity so-and-so social media influencer, I know you are Melipwa. So I don't know what you think about that, Modoni, as we wrap up.
Well, it's the same logic you'd use for a radio show, like you're here right now.
Yeah.
You would say, I am ascribing to this church, and people listen to you, and everybody comes to church or doesn't come to that church depending on what they think about you. It's very difficult to influence the mind of the recipient.
Yes.
You do not have control over the decisions that the recipient makes based on a certain influence. But this is what I will say. As he said rightfully, it's a controversial issue.
Yeah.
It is, but not entirely. I feel for a company to use a social media influencer, one, you must have a relationship with them. You've definitely studied them online. You definitely know they're probably your number one target audience. You target such a person. So for example, if I'm selling diapers, I'm a diaper company, and I know this is a mom who talks about mommy stuff and has shown us her journey of mommyhood, and the children must use diapers. So maybe I can reach out to them to see, can we partner together? Because they believe in, but also it is the onus of the influencer to either decline or accept some of these endorsements. Because I personally, I wouldn't push a product I don't believe in. That is not very, it doesn't border on my integrity values. So get somebody who actually believes in you. And there are ways to test this. I mean, it's like an interview, right? The digital marketing space is about trust. It's trust through and through. It's like a relationship. You must trust the person. You have to keep understanding the person because you will go wrong sometimes. You have to ask for forgiveness.
Yes.
You must keep communication lines open. It's really like a proper relationship. So whether it's the influencer to push your product or even the recipient, if you're pushing it yourself, trust is the underlying premise of the digital relationships, digital marketing relationships. Yeah.
Modoni and Wafula, I imagine my time is up, and I feel like we have barely scratched the surface of this conversation because there's so much more we need to talk about. But I'm glad this whole month we are focusing on the digital space. So thank you so much to the both of you for finding the time to be a part of the show today. The next time nikiwa invite, mkumbuke kunitumia memo. You tell me the color code. Don't leave me hanging out to dry. You guys, I've read. Me, I'm in my browns. But it's been lovely hosting you.
Maybe you have red inside.
I'm washed by the blood of Jesus. Asanteni sana, have a great day. I'm out of time for the clinic today. Rose says, thank you. That is very useful information. And I'll leave the contact Zenyu. Rose, I will hook you up with their contacts. I'm glad this interview was beneficial to you. And I pray that we'll be able to help you with your tour business. You had asked something earlier on about getting a digital marketer for your tour business. We'll get you hooked up. That's all the time we have for today. Have a great day. Ubarikiwe. Mpaka ushangae.
For this and more of our shows, log on to www.familymediaonline.com to enjoy a wide variety of programs from current affairs to testimonials and features, pastoral and inspirational shows, kids entertainment, and so much more. Also stream live on www.familymedia.tv.